And we are back for the last day, the last piece, the last puzzle piece. What's up, everybody? Devin, LaVore coming at you. And today was actually a very, very interesting day. I know this is going to sound super cliche, but it really was a wrapping up of a lot of things. We had plans throughout these for my son's birthday, and the plans turned into this 3-day thing where things kept happening off plan and off schedule, but it would lead us into things that we didn't plan that were really amazing, but it didn't prevent us from pursuing the plan. And so I felt like today was just kind of a wrapping up of all the things that we had planned. All the things that my son wanted to do for his birthday, he got to do. And they're very simple things, you know, because it's not like we have a lot of money to go out and do this lavish stuff, right? They're super simple things. And he knows that, and we always plan accordingly, you know. But it was just a super cool thing. Not only that, but there was a lot of cool prophetic things that happened today. A lot of cool, like, character wrap-up type things that happened today. And I just could see the truth and reality of, wow, today is the last piece of this, whatever God's doing, you know, in our hearts, in our family, in our relationships with each other. It was just a very cool day. It almost had a very normal vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? It almost had a not too terribly significant vibe to it. I don't know how to explain that, but it wasn't this epic last piece of the puzzle thing. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't. But God would just drop all these little things. Even just before I'm making this video, we had a little prophetic meeting with my firstborn about what God's going to do in his life to really, truly bring healing to his heart, where he will look to God and say, God is the only one who did this. He did this to me and for me. He brought me alive again, you know? And it was just really, really cool. You know, a lot of cool little things happened today. And it truly was a wrapping up of things kind of day. You know, nothing like really to report or make a video about, but it really was a kind of like last piece, like, okay, this is cool. And then we spent our nighttime God time just thinking about and giving praise and thanks and rehearsing and remembering all the things that God has done, particularly in the context of the 3 bonus months, you know, being that we only have really like a less than a week now of this 3 months, these 3 bonus months, and then that time frame will be over. So we're still kind of looking forward to another time frame thing coming to an end. But this whole 2 days, 2 pieces of the puzzle, the last piece and all that stuff, that just came out of nowhere. I did not anticipate that at all, you know? And so that was kind of like our day. You know, it was really a cool thing. But one of the things that I was getting, that I did want to share, that I felt was from the Lord, and it was a really kind of a play on words that the Lord said to me. And it kind of went in. It totally went into this last piece of the puzzle type of thing that the Lord was doing. And the word was, he is going to shut the lion's mouth. But also, on the, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like sometimes the Lord gives me words, and they're actually 2 words meshed into the same time-space continuum. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I am going to shut the lion's mouth But there was a sense of, I am going to shut the liar's mouth. And so there's a sense of like, the enemy roams about like a hungry lion seeking whom he may devour. So he's been compared to a lion before, but he's a lying lion. He's a liar, And I just felt like the Lord said he's going to shut the liar's mouth, because I just feel like there has been an assault lement against the mind, a constant bombardment, a constant barrage of just negativity and lies and pressure and constant. It's almost like a campaign. When it's campaign season for presidency, you just get overwhelmed with all the stuff that people want you to believe. And it's like, oh my gosh, you get so exhausted, you just kind of want to turn it off. And I think that's the whole idea for sometimes with some people's strategy. And I think that's definitely the enemy's strategy, is he wants you to turn off your faith. He wants you to turn off your hope. He wants you to turn off your identity in Christ. He wants you to turn off things. And it's like, nope, coming alive. Because the Lord says I'm coming alive. I am alive and I'm coming alive as we be more alive. And when the Lord steps in to vindicate your faith, when the Lord is like, okay, you're in this place, but he's going to come in and he's going to shut the lion's mouth. He's going to step in and deliver you. He's going to do what only he can do to prove that you are in right relationship with him and you are favored by him and you are hearing from him. It doesn't matter what the other people say. It doesn't matter what the enemy is trying to level against you. As long as you are in right relationship with God and you're walking with God and you're hearing from the Lord and you're just doing what the Lord wants you to do, there's going to come this point where the thing that's trying to devour you is going to get shut down. See, because if the enemy keeps screaming at you, you're barren, 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 and then the Lord's like, here, let me give you some babies. He can't say you're barren anymore. You know what I'm saying? He just can't. It's like, oh, well, I guess it shuts the lion's mouth. It shuts the liar's mouth. If the Lord if the Lord comes to you, whatever your promise is, whatever your vision is, whatever you're waiting for, whatever it is that needs the miraculous only God hand of God to do it, and then he does it, it's going to just shut everything down. And I believe the Lord's saying that that's what's going to happen. He is going to come in and he's going to be faithful to his word, and he's going to do what he said. I know a lot of this sounds kind of like, well, you could just hear that from anywhere and you can just, well, that's just what I felt like the Lord was saying. He's like, I am going to shut the lion's mouth. It's like, I'm going to stop all this torment against you. I'm going to stop all this stuff against you, and I'm going to stand with you. Almost like that time, I forget the guy's name, but I believe he went, it was back in the back in the day with Jackie Robinson, and that guy came out onto the field and just stood with him and put his arm around him. It's like, hey, I'm standing with him. Now what's up? You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like the Lord's going to do that. He's going to stand with us, and he's going to prove that he's with us. And there's the manifestation of the desire of the heart is going to shut the mouths of those. It's like there was so much stuff that was said about the previous election, but when you win all 7 swing states, like literally all 7, like blown out the water, and you win the electoral vote and the popular vote, it's very, very difficult to argue with that. Now, naturally, people are still going to argue with that, but I mean, come on. The evidence, it's not even, It's not even, it's like when Jesus was raised from the dead. They still said, or when Jesus died, they were like, well, let's send like soldiers to go guard the tomb so that they can't say he escaped, or they pull his body out and say, oh, he's risen. And, it's like the adversary is always still going to try to be an adversary. That's what he does. He's adversarial, but there's a move from God that just shuts all that down. And I just feel like that's what the Lord was telling me today, as far as like the flip side of this video, being like the last piece is in. But I believe that is going to be a last piece, isn't it? When the fulfillment of the promise happens, it's like that's the last piece that goes in. And it's like now we're moving on to a new thing. We're moving on to something new. And of course, the adversaries of that time frame are going to rear up their ugly little heads too. But you are going to have such a confidence, such a resurrected faith and confidence in the Lord that you'll be able to handle it, And so there's more I could say, of course, but I just wanted to share that bit with you guys, let you know what this last piece thing was about, and also share a little bit from the heart of God about, man, he's about to shut the liar's mouth, and it won't torment you anymore. It won't oppress you anymore. It won't bother you anymore. You will be riding high on the wings of love. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but hey, thank you guys also who give to us. And if you want to give to us, there's a Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal link below. That would be super great if you could, because we live by what you give up to this point, as of the filming of this video. And until next time, we love you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.